John, let's take a look at your swing. Okay. With the initial takeaway, get a lot of wrist roll right there. You're letting that club fall beneath the original angle that you set up at address. And then as you continue to go back, got a pretty flat club head, a club shaft. Up until around this point, you get in a pretty good position right there. You get that club above and parallel to the original angle that you started at. That'd be great if you stopped right there, but however, you keep on turning to where you eventually get across the line and you get that club. It's pretty steep. Should be flatter. As you come down into the ball, you see how steep that club head is right there, that club shaft. It's going to bury right into the ground. It would bury into the ground about a foot behind the ball if you don't lift your head up, and look what happens. Because you're coming in really steep, you're going to lift your head up about 2 or 3 inches. Your spine angle changes from, you maintain a good spine angle throughout the swing, but because you're coming in really steep with that club shaft is, if you can't see it that well on the screen, very vertical. The original angle you started at is about right there, so you can see how steep you're coming. Ideally, that club shaft, instead of being too vertical, at this point, it would be that way, which would make it above and parallel the original angle you started at. So, because you're coming in really steep, you're forced to stand up through the shot. You're forced to jump up out of your posture 2 or 3 inches in order to just make contact with the ball. If you did not do that, you'd be hitting about a foot behind the ball. And that's just because you're coming in very steep with that shaft. So I would prescribe to you, I would work with you on your takeaway, to get you to get more hinging up at the initial takeaway. I'd like to see that club. As you can see, you're getting that club pretty well below the original plane that we established at address. We'd prevent that by getting you to cock your wrists upward. Let's see. There goes an arrow going upward, so we can get that club head coming off the ground faster. You blend that hinge in with your wrist. That'll prevent your club from falling underneath the line. So yeah, there's a lot of things I would do with this swing, but like I said, you can get away with swinging around like that, swinging underneath the plane. You don't have to swing it on the exact plane on your takeaway and backswing, but it sure does help. It makes it easier for the transition. But like I said, coming in too steep, I know you had mentioned earlier you've been working on keeping your head down. I guess someone had told you that, you're missing the ball, you're slicing it because you're picking your head up. And again, you clearly are picking your head up as you come into the ball. Look how you just jump straight up, don't maintain your posture. But again, that's the issue with, improper diagnosis. You got an improper diagnosis. And that improper diagnosis is that you're mishitting shots and inconsistent and slicing it and pulling it because you're standing up through the shot and lifting your head up. That's an improper diagnosis. That's just the result of your actual correct diagnosis for your swing, is the fact that you need to get that club coming in the ball a little more shallow. You're coming in too steep. And because you're coming in steep, that's causing you to stand up through the shot. So, alright, I'm going to put a video together of some drills I want you to work on, some feelings I want you to get. I'm going to send them your way. You can log into the website and check them out.